Hello everybody and welcome back to G for G Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn. Today we are here in Marvel Avengers Alliance to take a look at the group boss, Surtur, from the new Spec Ops that we have right now, which is the Land of Fire and Ice. There we go, it is Spec Ops Land of Fire and Ice. So I wanted to go through a group that I've been using against the Scrapper version of the group boss. And today's background music is brought to you by Wardruna. Basically going for some Norse music over there. And speaking of Norse, there's Thor, Beta Ray Bill. So this will basically serve as my week in Marvel Avengers Alliance video. We covered the whole of the Spec Ops as a preview in the last video. So today I'm just going to go ahead and focus on fighting this guy over here and show you a group that I've had wild success with. So here I am at my ally's Oscar, and he has a Scrapper boss waiting for me. And I'm going to go ahead and show you my loadout. And we'll fight this guy, and we'll see if we can't replicate the success that I've had. So, I was doing the Thunderbolts daily, so I will have to change up my team a little bit over here. This is not the team that I plan on using. I believe there is a very good attrition-based Doctor Strange video out there that uses Flanked and Doctor Strange. And yeah, it was a very, very impressive setup, and it is one that I could probably duplicate because it makes use of the Chitter Chatterbox or the AoE flanked Grimoire. Alright, so it's going to consist of Molly Hayes and Iron Fist. This is the team that I thought of when I saw the Scrapper version. You may recognize this team as Team Molly's Fist. It was a PvP team that I did a video on. And I have one of the Spec Ops pieces of gear right now, the Smoldering Sword, which was the crafted item. I just happened to recently get done with this. It puts burning on yourself and burning on the target. This is a very dangerous weapon to use against Surtur because you'll be on fire. So I'm going to go ahead and take out the Smoldering Sword. And this is going to be fun because you can't type when you're full screen. It would be nice if they ever fixed that friggin' bug. So I have to wait until the icons load or take away the full screen for just a moment. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ruin everybody's immersion in the game. You get to see my Firefox. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go to the team selection over here. And I'm going to come all the way over to the agent. So this is my snappy service tactical agent. And I'm going to go ahead and do this with the Emerald Prism, which I know is a little bit rare for people. You don't have to use the Emerald Prism. You can. Honestly, your agent could really do just about anything in this setup here, but having the weather control device is key. There is no need for the Mystic. I found the cube is a bit overkill because you don't really need healing with Iron Fist around. So I'm going to go a little bit more offensive based and use the Neurotrope, the Emerald Prism, and the Kinetic Energy Blade. You don't have to use this. However, having Melt Armor is really good, but you could put any super heavy hitting item over there that does not have a cooldown. This way you can spam it with your tactical agent. The custom possessed pistol would probably be good. The Well-Rod pistol doing combo setup would be good, but again, you've got a lot of play in the gear over there. So my Iron Fist and Molly Hayes are both 13. Iron Fist is using his combo breaker all the time ISO and his rising up ISO. Molly Hayes is, I don't think she's got anything particularly fancy going on over there, but we'll take a look after we fight this dude. I think I've scored my highest group boss silver income ever on this guy, and I have had some really strong ones. So we're probably going to kill this guy. I think this guy's going to die. So it looks like Iron Fist and my agent will be up before Surtur, which is good. So I'm going to dump the Emerald Prism on Molly. And Surtur has an ability to gain a buff. He gains a stacking damage increase when you do quick actions. So the Emerald Prism went out, and you'll notice he now has a stack of Flare Up, and he's going to gain another one off of the Neurotrope. Giving Molly the ability to counter is pretty good, because having a free dropkick in there means that's one less thing you can do when Molly goes through her ramp-up phase. If you had the ability for the agent to cause incapacitation like that Savage Totem, that would be pretty solid. So I'm going to use the Hailstorm, because we don't want to use fire on this guy. By the way, I love the bruiser version of this guy. The blue with that sword looks very technical and at the same time demonic. It's like tech demonic. I really like the bruiser's look. Over here, you know, even though I don't have a whole lot to heal, I'm just going to go ahead with the Heart of Shaolu. And I'm going to go with Praying Lotus. So now we're going to get Rising Up. And we're going to be immune to debuffs, which is kind of the big key over here. So here comes Crushing Cleave, which is probably going to do 1 damage. Yep, so 0 and 1. And now he counters because of the Neurotrope. Molly's going to go right into her Raspberry. Emerald Prism her again. This is the round where the Emerald Prism on Molly is pretty big. You could do it on anybody in the first round. It really doesn't matter. But once you know her attack turn is coming up, getting the Prism on her is pretty good. I'm not going to use my Tactical Agent over here because I want you to kind of see Molly put him away. So Iron Fist is going to go ahead and hit him. And, you know, there's a nice little combo setup. So now we're going to get the free drop kick, which is going to be beautiful. And that did 9k. And as you can see, he's now in lockbox form. I've only taken, what, 2 points of damage this entire match so far. Another 7,000. So here is where the fun begins. We're going to have to get another example of this with hopefully a higher boss. Now, because she's done a free drop kick, I don't need to go ahead and ramp up with that. And if you look, here's her stats right now. So she's already up 2,000 on defense and about 1,000 on attack, and her accuracy is already through the roof. And you'll notice that her increased defense from the glow is ×2, but she does not have any attacker stacks yet. 30k, and he's gone. Just didn't even have to do anything for that. So let's see if we can find another scrapper one and get a little bit of a longer match over here. This is a great example, but it's not the best example. So I'm going to hit up my friend RJ. And I'm going to clear my clickables over here, get some ISO. Let's see if hopefully this guy is a little bit beefier. Around 50% would be nice. Alright, so we got 33% and the lockbox at 28. And it looks like we all go first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the heal a little bit. Because we want to kind of see what this guy can do when Iron Fist hasn't helped the team out. So we're on fire. Molly Hayes is going to taunt him. We're going to get the Neurotrope out. We're going to dump the Emerald Prism on Molly. And now at this point, I could do a heal to get rid of that burning, which honestly, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do over here. Chilled, bleeding, winded. Yep. We're going to do that. We're going to get rid of this bleeding for now. And And, you know, at this point, I actually could drop an Emerald Prism on somebody else. But Molly should hopefully be the only one who's going to take the damage. So I'm just going to open up with the Kinetic Energy Blade and get that Melt Armor going. So, again, 2 damage. Well, 3 damage. It was a 1 and a 2. She's now applied the Drop Kick, which is awesome. Here comes World in Flames. Another Drop Kick. This time it's dodged. Now, we'll notice that her attack did not go up because counters do not stack the Emerald Prism, which unfortunately does suck, but the defense would be up. So here's Praying Lotus. We're going to get rid of those debuffs. We're going to prevent them. We are going to go into the Temper Tantrum. And let's see where she starts the Temper Tantrum at. So no plus attack and a measly plus 500 defense. So we're going to go... We're going to start with the drop kick because he's short a few debuffs there. And I'm going to not throw the Punisher Van just because of the stamina usage of it. And we're just going to start punching him. So there's a 15k. Punch one more time. That one's a weak one. So she is now times 3. So her attack is at almost plus 2k. Another solid hit, but not huge. Alright, time to rest. So he's now already pretty deep in lockbox mode. And since he survived the first round, we'll hit him with the Hailstorm. I'm going to go ahead and get one more Prism on Molly. Going to get a Prism on my Agent because he's about ready to attack. And we're going to keep that Melt Armor going on him. And of course, you know, Cosmic Energy for stamina. So 1 point to damage to Iron Fist. He retaliates with a pretty big hit. She counters with a really nice hit. So she is now at almost plus 2k attack. Gonna go ahead and hit another wind-up punch for 47k. He's now down 20% from the lockbox area. And did you notice she wasn't stunned? She didn't lose her turn. Look, she's got the Z's. But she hasn't fallen asleep yet. Interesting, isn't it? Gonna go ahead and Raspberry. Go ahead, drop a Prism on her again. Now at this point, when I was running the cube, you know, I could Atom Smash him. And it was doing a lot, you know, a really sizable amount of damage. But I like to just leave this one as the Molly show-off show. So here comes a taunt. 1 damage. Here comes the retaliation drop kick, which is a dodge. Let's get that retaliation drop kick going. 12k. Now, I could probably do this, and this is going to hurt a lot, too. It's kind of weak. Alright, it's all up to Molly. Molly's going to go ahead and put this guy down. And again, we're just going to go right into the wind-up punch because she's been drop kicking. 17k, and now he's dead. So that's about 30 some odd % over there, and that's, you know, that's a pretty good silver reward over there. So we've gone ahead and seen him versus Scrappers. Let's just go ahead and fight the tactical version, simply because it's my only one left to fight today. Let's see how it works against somebody that we are not running the counters for. I would think for the tactical version, what might be good here would be Hogun and Fandral. possibly Spiral and Fandral to keep him depowered the whole way. But I've been focusing mostly on the bruisers and the scrappers. So yeah, he looks pretty cool there too. I like this tactical version of him. And now he's beginning to put out some damage. This is the first time I fought a tactician version, so I don't know what I'm in for yet. But honestly, you know, is it really gonna matter with Iron Fist over here? So we're starting at 78%. We get the lockbox at 73. And he is gaining his flare-ups. I do see his buffs going up, so we know what that means. Oh, I think I hit Iron Fist. Yeah, I hit Iron Fist. Oh, that's okay. This is the round that I can botch it. But you know what? Just to be safe, I'll get it on Molly too, rather than swing my sword. He already has the melt armor. Steps to Xiao Lao, excuse me. Liu Kang, Johnny Cage. Chopping broccoli. Alright, so she's gonna raspberry. Hasn't lost a percent yet. Here comes Firewall. Melting Point. No damage. So far, this is probably going to go the way of the Scrapper version. We reapplied Melt Armor. Wow. Wow. Okay, so we haven't even really gone on the offensive yet, and we are already at the lockbox. So I think Molly's going to have a blast on this one. Emerald Prism. And let's go ahead and get another Kinetic Energy Blade. You can help set her up a little bit more with a Kunlun. And here we go. Here comes the Molly show. Molly's going to get all pissed. Her eyes are going to glow. And a wind-up punch. 1, 2. Almost 30k. Do it again. Weak. That one was really weak. And we're going to go ahead and recharge now. She's supposed to fall asleep. So there's Twilight Falls. There's that big sword swipe that does next to nothing. So we're going to go ahead and hit him with the Hailstorm again. He's now down to 58%. Emerald Prism on Molly. Kinetic Energy Blade. And let's set up Molly again with the combo setup. That's why her first hit is so big. And then she kind of peters out a little bit. It's because of the combo setup being available. So he walks right past the raspberry, which I find a little interesting. He's going to be in trouble now because we have a new neurotrope up. I do like the green flare to this guy, but I still like the bruiser version a lot. I haven't seen them all yet, but I think my bruiser version is my #1 favorite. So pretty big hit over there. And we will return to round 1. With the Heart of the Shulao. And Molly's now up to 16 buffs. Alright, so let's see where her stats are now. She is at... Oh, I guess the Emerald Prism Glow fell off. Alright, so we'll open up with one of these. And let's go into the wind-up punches. Oh, a dodge. But dodges are not good for him because she still gets her stack. The only thing that sucks there is you lose a bit of stamina. Unlike PvP, missing in PvE does really hurt for Molly Hayes. So now he's down to 47%. And as you can see here, he's not a threat. With Iron Fist being around, not much you could do about it. So he dropped quite a bit, and I gained 105k silver. Pretty solid. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video on my method of fighting Surtur. It is, you know, it's not a 90% to 0, but it is a pretty fun group. And with the exception of the Emerald Prism, it's rather easy to duplicate. None of what the agent uses is super required, but honestly, giving Molly a way to be strengthened is going to help. You know, I could take out the kinetic energy blade, just simply use the chitter chatter box and go no offense on my agent and let everybody else just go to town on him. And that certainly might be worth an investigation once I get some more up. So stay tuned, everybody. Have a good weekend. If you're on the East Coast, stay warm. And sorry to my friends who are in their -20s and -10s. And God, it's warmer in Alaska for some people than us. So take care, everybody. Signing off.